mouse. We are done with formula. No more formula feedings, and my heart's broke. It is the best time for bonding with your baby. And that apparently goes for any baby. Any baby in the world. I would imagine, and I've seen, obvious evidence of it, that bonding with a baby, a newborn, and mommy is some of the best time you can have. So this is where I get my opportunities to rub the mouse now. Because usually it's during feedings and then bedtime. But we don't have to do the feedings to have sweet face mushes. I love how she holds on to your fingers. I had somebody ask just recently, how did I get so lucky? It is luck. Brisby fell during Hurricane Irma out of a tree in our front yard. There was no power. The same said tree was blocking the road. There was a tree over on that road blocking it. We live on dirt roads, so the flooding from the storm made passing impossible. We didn't have power for almost a week, so there was no internet. There was no real phone service to speak of. Obviously no power. So how do you learn to raise a baby squirrel when you have no resources? So we did our best. Fortunately for us, he was very healthy just by himself. So we took him in, we kept him hydrated and warm and loved, and as soon as we got the internet back and some mobility about town, we got into a conversation with squirrel people online. I had no idea there was such a thing. But there is a huge community of squirrel folks on the internet. In every app, every version of being online, there are folks out there who do what I do, and a lot of them do it so much bigger. So we got lucky, and we were reached out to by our friend Jill, who is an amazing rehabber over on the west coast of Florida. And she was kind enough to give us all the information and all of the resources we needed to get Brisby very healthy. And that was it for about a year. He kept coming back almost daily for that year. And then one of our friends from where we had just moved from stopped by, didn't even call, stopped by early one evening and said, I found this laying in front of my work. And it was a very, very sleepy squirrel, very small. And we had some incidents which gave her the name Lazarus. I'll let you deduce for yourself what happened in between. And Lazarus became number 2. And after that, posting a few things online, and was reached out to by the veterinarian that we work with, one of them, who had the triplets. And by then we had done a few orphans and released them to the trees, but the triplets were going to be my first non-releases. So we had to rebuild the porch to give them. There are specifics as to how many feet you should have for almost any given animal, whether it's wild, rehab, or a household pet. There are recommended ranges of how much room you should have for them that is theirs so that they can move freely. And I think we've quadrupled, if not a couple hundred times over, exceeded that. So the triplets have a nice big area to run, and it's been great helping us get all of the other squirrels acclimated to the outside, because the outside's right there. There's a screen and a mesh and something called hardware cloth, which is stronger than chicken wire, but it is not a cloth at all. And we surrounded the porch in it so they can always see the outside. They can smell it, they can hear it, they can get acclimated to the temperature changes. It's not a bad setup. If I ever came back, I'd want to come back as a squirrel, and I'd want to live here, right? We didn't live here. We get face mushes every day, and mommy's outside feeding the wild ones. This is Hotel Squirrelifornia. All right, sweetie. What do you think? Should we open the door and let Peekaboo play too? I let them share the same space, and Mouse will run around and chase Peekaboo sometimes. You know, like, big sister, what you doing? I'm gonna do it too. And Peekaboo will try to hide, or they'll finally come to a peace and both rest in different areas. But I also want to get Mouse here used to sharing spaces with other squirrels, because that's what's going to happen outside. I took a video this morning, I believe it is, of all of the new kids about her age on the daycare tree. So I'll post that as well. All right, Mommy's coming in. I guess her break's over. I'll see y'all next time. Oh, somebody was asking, on my About tab, there are ways to send us gifts. So I've got a couple of questions about that. There are wish lists up there, ways to donate gifts. Thanks. Hello, Mouse.